Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, and also welcome back to Hokkaido here as we are just flying for me to show you the last and final tour of this island. It is complete and I can't wait to show you around. So let's go ahead and do that. And here we are now on Hokkaido. A lot of you are probably very familiar with this island because we built it together on this channel in just 14 days, at least everything except for interiors and beaches. But let me just kind of give you the full experience and the full tour. So here we have the map. The DA is on the screen right now, but I will also link my website down below, which will hold the DA as well as all other information about this island, including design codes and the creators, etc. So my resident rep is just called Malene because that's my name. And then I have an additional character named Kat, like my friend, who lives by the campsite. And then as for villagers, we have Crackle or also Spork in some games. I think this depends on the region you're in. We have got Patty, Hazel, Anchovy, Drift, of course Flurry. She's my absolute favorite villager, which also explains why she's kind of the only one who doesn't fit the vibe of these villagers. We do have Elmer, Eric, Billy, and Sally. So an island filled with some cute fall villagers, and Flurry, of course. And then I would say, without further ado, let me try and give you a good tour of this island. Let's start right away with this big pumpkin patch right by the entrance. I would say this was probably like the inspiration for this entire island, as I just had this like huge pumpkin patch in mind, just like you see IRL too. And then there is like a big display here. I used the carriage and like a lot of the different pumpkin items just kind of staggered and stacked in different ways to make it appear as though it's like a huge display. And we do have Hazel living right here, which is kind of, I guess, reminiscent of my first island that I ever finished, which was Neverland. She also lived by the entrance there. And before we explore to the right-hand side, I think we'll go to the left-hand side first. So we just have a little horsey there, more, I was gonna say mushrooms, but no more pumpkins. And then also this entire pumpkin patch continues all the way over to the beach as well. All the beaches are decorated, although most of them are just kind of filler decorations, but you can definitely go explore them. Also, in the DA, you will find an outfit right here by Resident Services and a lot of different gifts and cute little trinkets all over the island that you can use for pictures in case you want to take some. We do have the Resident Services right here, relatively close to the entrance, I would say, but I thought it was kind of fitting with the pumpkin patch close by. It's kind of like an official, an official island building or something. Moving past this, we just have a little bit of waterscaping to the bottom, which you can also like explore from the beach. And then you can see here the police water sign. There is a beautiful little flower garden or flower farm very close to Flurry's house as well. In the DA, you will find a watering can there. And then just off to the beach, we have a lot of ducks just kind of chilling. And then, like I said, just a bunch of like filler things. And I just wanted to run down here to kind of show you this like almost floating island I created here. A lot of this island, because we really tried to like rush it, because all of the mainland was like decorated in 14 days with no tile left behind, is very like, is very natural and like very, there's a lot of like water and landscaping and a lot of the tall grown weeds. There's a lot of flowers. So it's a quite natural looking island. I guess it has like, it has elements of FARMCORE as well, but it's definitely like a fall and farm themed island. All right, and then here, as I run around already, there is a little neighborhood. I've got two separate little neighborhoods, one of which is here and one of which is at the back of the island. This is the smaller one with Crackle, Flurry, and Patty. Crackle has a little potato farm in front of his house. Flurry, of course, has the big flower farm. And at this point, I would also like to say that all the villager interiors are decorated. So if anyone happens to be home in the DA, feel free to stop by and look at those houses. And then up the incline, we've got Patty's house, who is actually also home, so we can go visit her. And Patty has a little tomato farm by her house, and also a bunch of milk cans because, she's a cow. So I kind of had to do that. All right, let's go ahead and go inside. Most of the villager homes are just kind of like cozy bedrooms. This is inspired by one I did for Flurry on my swampy island, but just kind of adapted to have all of these fall colors. I will be honest, I don't think I put the workbench here, but I saw it when I uploaded the DA and I'm not mad at it. So we can definitely go ahead and leave that there, and also leave Patty to continue her important work. Back outside, let's continue over this bridge over here. I absolutely love diagonal bridges, so I'll find any and all excuse to use them. And this one here leads to, well, a bunch of different areas, really. So first of all, we got Eric's house right here, just a few books by his house. He's currently not home, but, you know, pay him a visit if he is. And then over to the left, we have a sugarcane farm. So I have all the types of crops as like different separate farms. So we already saw like a potato farm, a tomato farm, the sugarcanes here, and then the other stuff is going to be in some other places. And then there's like this big, almost like Thanksgiving type of setup. All, you know, we're just going to say it's a vegetarian Thanksgiving, I guess. It's basically a bunch of pumpkin stuff, really. But I did want to have this like food display, and then from here you can get a pretty good view of the campsite in like a bunch of different angles. So to the left here we've got like this cozy campfire kind of, you know, with a little guitar, some bottles, or you can also go to this side and then get a good view of the two little tents. And here you also have the explanation of why I wanted to have an additional character. I just thought having this like bigger campsite build was kind of a cute idea. We are of course going to explore down below, but we'll get there. All right, past Eric's house is actually the fall fair. You can already see the Ferris wheel here. We'll look at that from another angle pretty much towards the end of the tour, I think. But yeah, so the Ferris wheel, we have the pumpkin man serving you some cider, I guess. There is some balloons, and the entire area continues over to the right-hand side where the museum is. But before we go there, let's explore the campsite. So there's a few more like smaller tents over to the right-hand side. And then as we already saw, we've got the yellow tent that comes from one of the characters, as well as like the regular campsite tent. I used an amiibo. I think I invited Marlo just to have the beautiful camp kind of put up. And then going past it, you can actually just scooch past this pond. There's a little bench here. And then you can go all the way to the beach, which is just like a laundry station. And then also some yachts down here. And you can also go ahead and, you know, take a seat by the campfire, I guess, if you wanted to. All right, and with that, I would say let's go explore the little tent that I created. It was the first time I ever decorated the interior of a tent. It was quite fun, so let's go and take a look. And here we go. I just wanted to have like a little bit of a glamping vibe. I still wanted it to feel kind of like a campsite kind of setup, you know, with the suitcase and the few boxes, but it is kind of glamping. So there's that. Now in the DA, also definitely keep an eye out for both my own character and also Kat, and talk to them if you find them. Actually, my character will probably always be by her house because she's kind of stuck there, but it's okay. All right, here is another bit of the fall fair. So another little cider stand here, and then this will lead into a land bridge, but we'll actually explore that towards the end. And also you can go to my house here, but once again, we'll do that, I think, more towards the end of things. There is the merry-go-round, and then we have some apple bobbing here at this festival as well, because of course, if you do like a fall fair, that just has to be a part of it. And then this way will lead you to Able Sisters, but before we go there, let's explore what is down here, because this is basically also part of the fall fair, but it's like the pumpkin part of the fall fair. So we've got a big display of like, maybe this is like whoever has the biggest pumpkin like wins or something, I don't know. And then of course we've got a pumpkin carving station down here as well. So if you want to make your own kind of scary looking pumpkin, there's a place for you to go. And then here is another pumpkin patch in a slightly different style. I think that red is not going to be there in the DA. I've been kind of annoyed at him being there because of the smoke coming up, because I did block off the secret beach. So yeah. All right, and then this is actually a little land bridge that gives you quite a decent view of all of these areas as well. So if you wanted to stand here and just kind of tilt the camera up, yeah, that's kind of a good spot. Also, a little trick that I can give you, I like to mention this in most of my videos, but if you go into the camera and then go all the way up, press minus so you go into first person, tilt it all the way up again, and then press minus twice, you can go a little bit higher than you were able to before, which gives you almost a little bit of a wide angle view, which is quite nice for a lot of areas. Yeah, the pumpkin area kind of ends where the little foresty bit starts. I initially wanted this to be like a much bigger area, but I'm kind of happy with just the way that it ended up. And then here's the end of our little land bridge, and as you can already see, we have our little neighborhood, or well, actually this is the bigger neighborhood in the back right of the island. This is, fun fact, also the very last thing that I decorated on the mainland. I think the last thing that I placed was this lily of the valley, the only white flower you will find on this island. Except for that, I've just used like the black ones, red, orange, and yellow. And in this neighborhood, we've got Drift, Elmer, Sally, and then Billy to the front here. It seems as though only Drift is home, so we'll go visit him in a second. But I will show you the peninsula first, which is just a little carrot munching station for all the bunnies, and a little bit of a storage moment on the beach part here in the back. I think this is the first time I ever had a peninsula so close to the rock in the back, and I just kind of thought it was like a nice, just a nice view if you kind of add some storage stuff there. And then to the front of this entire villager area, we have one more farm. You know, there's a few of those on this island, but here is the farm, like kind of by the resident houses. Quite like the framing of this, actually. I quite like, if you go into picture mode, how it looks with like the windmill and everything. But yeah, let's go and visit Drift, actually. Let me show you his house. There we go. Also kind of inspired by a house I did on my swampy island. That one was for Henry, and here I adjusted it to have all of the fall colors as well. He has a little like bar to sit at and eat. He has like a big kitchen, a workbench, a little bed. Quite like the way this turned out. This is yeah, I don't know, I really like the setup with this like bar thing in the middle. So we'll leave Drift to read whatever he is and continue. From here, let's head down now and go to the Able Sisters, as the sign indicated earlier, which is right here, actually, just in front of that little land bridge. And then we can go over this diagonal bridge, and this leads to, I think, the biggest farm part on this island. This is like the big, like, farmy island. There's also like a barn or a shed or whatever you want to call it in the background there. And if you want to, you can also climb up right here where you see the vine peeking out a little bit. And then this is kind of a nice little picture spot. The lighting, like the time of day and the lighting, makes it kind of gloomy and not as clear a view, but I still think it's kind of cute. You can also do the little trick here with the camera. But yeah, and then it's all types of produce in this one. And I tried to kind of, you know, make them have different amounts of produce on each crop, etc. So this is the big farm island, I guess. You can also, by the way, hop over to my house if you want to. It's not really part of the official path though. So let's head back over to the bridge and then continue on the path kind of leading down, which leads you past our apple orchard. You can also go like venture in if you find a way. I think you can probably go through these wheat fields. It's very, yeah, it's packed though. There's a lot of stuff happening there. So let's get a better view of it from up here. So if you head up the incline, you can go to our little apple specialty cafe. You can purchase some goods over here and then just find a seat somewhere in between the trees to eat your, I don't know, cookies or like apple pizza or whatever else it is. And then you can stand here and then get like a very, very nice view of this apple orchard. One of the first areas I think that we built once we had like done all the landscaping to this part. I think this is one of the first parts that we did, and also the first time we discovered a lily of the valley, right to the very back left here by the windmill, I think. So yeah, our apple orchard and apple specialty cafe. And then before we continue to the left, which is back to like resin services, let's go down here because this is Anchovy's little place. He lives kind of secluded from everyone else. There's not really a reason for that. And there is a bunch of carrots in front of his house. Actually, not a lot of my villagers are home. I think that's kind of because a lot of them are lazy villagers. So maybe decorating all those interiors was kind of like a waste of time, but regardless. Heading onto the beach, this is actually a little candle making workshop and also kind of regular shop. So you can either make them yourself or purchase them over here. And then from here on out, hello, Billy. We just have a bunch of filler things. Captain is not going to be there in the DA, but he does just have a little arch right there. And then if you head up the side of the beach, there's a bunch of wave breakers, and then there's also actually a little picnic area just by the apple orchard, so you can enjoy some more delicious food. And then this wraps all the way to the peninsula. So a lot of this is just filler. So yeah, I just wanted to show you though. Let me go back to Anchovy's house. Okay, and then from his house, we're going to go back up the incline and then go towards the left, which indicates going to resident services, I guess. But before we do that, we are going to walk past Nook's Cranny, actually. Here is our wheat farm as well. So this, I think this is all the different crops now. We have a storage moment to the front right. And then, of course, Nook's Cranny in and of itself, which I think has some really, really beautiful decorations for fall. And then if you walk past it, before we go downstairs, I just want to say that you can also stand here and get like quite a cute view of the farm and also my house on the left side. And then let's briefly explore the downstairs. This is just a bit more of the wheat farm as well. So this goes like all the way over to the other cliff. And you can walk to the beach here, you know, again, just fillers, but you can walk there if you want to. And then this is just what connects us to Hazel's house at the very start of the island, who is also still asleep. We got a bit of a double bridge moment here. And now to the very exciting view of this island, I feel like we're going to go over this bridge. And then from here, you can choose two pathways, both of which will be like a land bridge. This one has a dead end, the other doesn't. So let's go this way first, and you can already see kind of like a sunken area. And then you can climb up here to get a pretty cute view of all of this. You can see the Ferris wheel in the back, just as I told you earlier. And then this is our sunken farm. I guess if you want to come up with the story, there used to be a farm, but like over time, this earth part just kind of sunk to the bottom. And so it's just kind of forgotten and overgrown. And yeah, there's that. And then, yeah, the Ferris wheel in the background. So there's the fall fair. And this is basically just serving as a little viewing platform, really. But I did want to indicate very clearly that you can go here. And then this leads to our other land bridge, which is also, yeah, my house view. In the DA, my character will probably like annoy you and just kind of walk down there the entire time because I can't really go anywhere else. But this is the view of my house. And then you can also kind of see a little bit of the left part as well. So if you stand here, you got a better view of the Ferris wheel and the sunken farm. And then just kind of the entire like curved land bridge experience, I guess. And yeah, going back here, this connects us back to the fall fair with the Ferris wheel and the museum and everything. And then you can go all the way around here and climb down to my house. This is connected in a bunch of different ways. You could jump over to the farm part over here. You can also go to the front and just climb up this vine. I didn't leave a ladder or anything in the DA because you can get everywhere that you need to without them. But there's always like whenever you need to climb up somewhere, I've tried to like, I don't know, put a vine or like a ladder somewhere. And without further ado, let me show you my little home. And here we go. So this entire house is a very, very cozy fall house, I guess. We've got a whole bunch of books. We've got like, I don't know, fireplace, different delicious treats. Actually very big recurring thing in this house as well. So it all just kind of screams coziness. I've blocked off the room to the left with some bookshelves and then the one in the back here with the curtain partition just because I didn't want to decorate them, but don't tell anyone. And then let's go to my office. Again, very cozy, very like romantic looking office in the sense that, you know, you just have like candles here and there's like a typewriter and everything. This is interesting because the outside light is so yellow, it really changes the way that looks. Okay, anyway, I get very fascinated with that little detail. But yeah, so there's the typewriter, a big window, some cookies, of course, again, the delicious treats. And then there's also a little music corner in this space, which I'm quite happy with the way that that turned out. So this is, I guess, where my character goes if, you know, she ever needs to take her mind off of things. And here is our downstairs room. I actually turned this into somewhat of a hobby bakery, I guess. So over here is where all the delicious treats are kind of made. And then over to the other side is where you can purchase them. And my idea was kind of that my character, I guess, started this as a hobby. And now all the villagers kind of come by and just pick up some, I don't know, pumpkin bread or things like that for on the go. If you do want to actually just enjoy them here, though, there's also this little display right to the front where you can sit down and munch on your pumpkin treats. And with that, let's go upstairs. And the only thing that was still missing was my bedroom. So this is where that happens. We've got stale cupcakes playing. And then over here to the left is like the entire bed set up, very cozy with a little bed for my puppy and, you know, just my yoga mat, I guess, a calendar. And then I do have a little craft corner here, as though I just painted stuff on the wall. Here's my puppy. And of course, some pizza, puppies and pizza. Awesome. And then with the music kind of playing there, you can also sit down here and just watch the leaves. Yeah, just watch the leaves fall from the trees and listen to them crunch and stuff like that. So very, very peaceful. I would love to have this room IRL. All right, let's go back outside. And you know what? That pretty much concludes the entire tour. This is my fall and farm themed island. It was so much fun to create this. I never thought that I would ever make a fall island until like I had the idea of the pumpkin patch, and then I, for some reason, decided I was gonna make one in 14 days, which was definitely stressful at times, but so much fun. And I'm very happy I did it. I'm very happy with the final result. I think it ended up just being the right amount of like natural looking that I usually really like when creating islands. And so yeah, here's my fall themed island. I do hope that you enjoyed this video as well as all the other videos about this island. I do have one more video with a bit of an interesting twist about this island, which I hope you are excited for as well. So make sure you subscribe if you don't want to miss that, and also make sure to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. And then I just wanted to say thank you again, everyone, for all the support on this journey and on this island. It was a lot of fun to create, and I might see myself doing another challenge in the future. Anyway, though, I hope that I will see you in one of my next videos, and until then, I hope that you have an awesome, awesome time. Bye, everyone!